Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna Crossland, and today I actually am going to be doing a get ready with me / some life updates. I actually posted in the community tab on my YouTube 3 video options for you guys, and you guys first voted mostly for this video and then came in a tie for my current favorites. But I guess I chose this one just because it was the first technical winner when I did last look. So some life updates, some get ready with me. So before we really get into things, I just want to say thank you guys so much, and I'm so happy to say that if you've ever used my Midas Cosmetics, if you aren't aware of Midas Cosmetics, it is an indie brand that I am an affiliate with, and I will leave the link down below. I have a coupon code called GLITTER in all caps, and that saves you 20% off, but I do get, I think, like 10% commission from that. When your threshold meets $50, she gives you a check. Of course, if you get more than that, she'll give you more than that. But each time you use that code, I get 10%. And I have told you in one of my past videos that since the Black Lives Matter movement started, I am planning to use each check to donate a shirt to the Ally Project Phoenix, which was created by someone who I know named Brittany, and I am really excited because we were able to buy a shirt. So before I even got this money, I bought a shirt personally. Now, she's asking white people to buy a shirt that is gifted to black women so that they can see that you are an ally. But not only is that an awesome message, but she's taking this $15 that you donate and they actually adopted a food pantry, so the money is actually going to that. So in the end, it's kind of a win-win. So if you want to maybe buy makeup but also know that you're kind of donating to that type of cause, you can use my code GLITTER, and I'm really excited. So just so you guys know, we did in fact buy a shirt. So thank you if you have ever used my code. Again, the next time I do get a check, we will be buying another shirt. That brings me to my next point is, guys, I am 20,000 minutes away from being monetized here on YouTube, which kind of feels like it's going to take forever to happen. It also feels like it would never happen. So I'm going to start off with this e.l.f. Putty Primark because I'm just talking up a storm. So I used to be monetized on YouTube when it was like your channel has to have a certain amount of views, and that was really the only stipulations at the time. And then, oh, I don't know, was it last year or the year before, they decided to change it that you need at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is. So I've been breaking it down into minutes. It's a total of 240,000 minutes within 1 year. So basically a year from today, it's counting my minutes to see if I can reach 4,000 to become monetized on YouTube. So when that happened, they took away my monetization, which I kind of think is dumb. I understand instilling new policies, but I kind of feel like if someone was already monetized, I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about other content creators, then they should have just left it and said, you're kind of grandfathered in, I guess, but it's okay. So when that happened, I honestly felt like, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna be able to do it. I almost was just like, see, it's not about the money for me, because I know based off of when I was monetized beforehand that you don't make a lot of money unless you're a really huge YouTuber with a lot of views. Otherwise, you're not really, you know, you're not raking in the big bucks. But for me, it's more of just a sign of growth. Like, it's kind of like another milestone on YouTube. So for me, it was important because it's just something you want to get so you can feel like you accomplished something during your time on YouTube, if that makes sense. I know it sounds silly, but I'm sure other YouTubers understand this as well. Actually going into one of my newest favorite foundations from ColourPop. It's their new Pretty Fresh foundation. I have a first impressions on this, and my update is I still love it, and I have medium 85N. I do think I've gotten a little bit darker since I first got this, but I love it so much. And then I'm actually going to use it on this new Sonia Kashuk brush I got. I got this from Target, and I don't really know the name of it because there's no name on the side. So far it seems really good, so I like this brush so far. But anyway, so we're about 20,000 minutes of watch time away from becoming monetized. And that also, I have said that when I get my first check, I will use to buy another shirt. And also, I probably will use it to try. My biggest goal, honestly, on YouTube is to be able to support my YouTube channel. I'd be so happy if I could just do that. It's definitely not to become rich. It's just something I like doing. I started YouTube because I really liked helping people. I was so tired of going to the drugstore back in the day and like buying something and it immediately going into the trash. Do you guys remember those days? If you're a lot younger than me, you won't, because you'll be like, Instagram's been around and they show me swatches. It wasn't like that back in the day. It was like they had a very fake picture of a model wearing it and you kind of had to guess based off of that. So when Instagram came around and people started posting swatches, I was like, and YouTube with reviews, I was like, this is so incredibly helpful. Like, we are no longer buying trash. I also think it's made a lot of brands more accountable for what they kind of put on the shelves, because it's not just one person being like, oh, this really stinks, like I'll never buy it again. Instead, it's that person taking it to the internet for everyone to see and saying, this product stinks, nobody go buy this. So I think that's why drugstore makeup honestly has come as far as it has, because now they kind of have to. Otherwise no one will buy their stuff, because, well, you know, we don't want to buy junk. I don't know how many more videos. This might be my last video here in this dank and dark basement, which I'm not sad about. I am so not sad about. We are in the middle of moving. We have 7 more days until we are out of here. 7 days. And pretty much the whole basement's cleared up. This is my whole setup still here because I was like, I want to at least do one more video before we move. So before we do concealer, I'm going to use these e.l.f. Eye Putty Primer. I always do that now. These. And you guys know I love it. Sticky base. So we're getting ready to move, and I think our truck comes on Tuesday. So while I'm filming this, it's Friday right now. I feel like we still have so much to pack, but our garage is pretty much full, so I feel like at a certain point there's only so far you can go. So we have asked the people for garage access, but we have yet to hear back, so I don't know if we're actually going to go into the Midas Flower Bomb. She does have brand new packaging for this, and I absolutely love the new packaging way better. So if you haven't bought this yet, now is probably the time to do so. I'm basically going to be starting off by dipping into this very pastel purple shade. Our house, for those of you who do not know, sold like the day it went on the market, which is, you know, awesome. But it's also a little bit stressful because we had said we want to sell our house before we buy another house. We just really did not want 2 mortgage payments, which, you know, I'm not working, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so we did not want to do that to ourselves. So we said, as soon as we sell our house, we're gonna, you know, go looking. Well, it sold very quickly, and when these people put an offer on our house, they said, we are in no rush to move in. Basically saying that I'm pretty sure these people are staying with their parents, and so they're like in no rush because they don't have to sell a house, they don't, you know. So we're like, wow, that's even better. Maybe we should just take it, and because we also have more time to find a house if that's the case, and we won't be rushed. And so we found a house, and we put in full because we had put in on another house that needed a ton of major projects, starting with, let's say, the foundation was a little bit sketchy. So starting with the foundation, so we took off, you know, as from the price of what we knew we would have to fix, and even that we were like, it's a little bit risky because it was. We invited our neighbor to look at this house, and he said, I would run away from that. And he is a contractor. So we, you know, we're like, okay, this is a good house in a sense that has things we're looking for, but we know it's also kind of a little bit of a Russian roulette, like this could turn out really bad. So they rejected our offer and they were pretty much offended that we offered lower. But you know what, I'm fine with it because I'm kind of glad we didn't go with that. The next house we decided to put in full offer that we really wanted. I'm gonna go into Leno from, this is from the Smoky Glow palette from Midas. I love the duochromes in this, and I actually have thought for a while that pairing these two palettes would be a pretty cool idea, so that's what we're doing today. So we're like, this time we want to make sure that our offer, you know, gets taken. So we put in full, and then we decided we'll pay closing, because sometimes even normally the buyers will pay closing, but you can sometimes ask for a seller to pay part of closing, or all, depending on, you know, if there's like a lot of work that needs done to the house, but we're like, we'll just pay them. Like there's no major things that we noticed right off the bat. So they took our offer and we decided to do the bare minimum. We knew we had to close on a house because if we hadn't, we'd be renting. So then that'd be a second move because then we'd be looking for houses still. And so I was like, I really want to close on a house. I really like this house. And so we were like, let's go full in. Oh, all was good. But we didn't think about the chimney. So we didn't ask for a chimney inspection. And when our regular house inspector came, he looked at the chimney and said, I would highly suggest you get this checked out by an expert because I don't really know. That it's rusting up there. He said, I just would definitely get this looked at. So here's something if you're like not new to buying a new house, if you don't ask for it right away, they're probably gonna deny it later on. So we asked afterwards if we could do a chimney inspection and they said no, which they rightfully can. We mainly just, after he said that, it made us really nervous, and especially when the report came back and it wasn't just about the chimney. There were a lot of other big issues, and we said that we were willing to fix like all the small things because that'd be no problem. We'd also be willing to fix some of the big things that we knew was going to cost us like a couple grand, and we only picked like 3 bigger things for them to fix. I'm saying this list was pages long, things that are technically out of code, but they said we couldn't ask for, but it's out of code. I don't really know. To be honest, it feels like we got a little bit screwed over. Okay, we're gonna go back into the flower palette, Balm palette, and go into the green matte shade called Plumeria. So then we asked if we could have, if we could just get an estimate, like get the chimney looked at for an estimate instead of a repair, and they said no. So we're like, okay, red flag, red flag. So just a lot going on, just a lot. Hi, Declan! Declan's looking at me through the window. Hi! I love you! Okay. He's saying, Mommy! So then we're like, okay, this is becoming such a huge thing. And we're like, maybe we should just ask for money and fix everything ourselves, because we are not only paying closing on our own house, which we didn't realize that even though like our closing should only cost like $1,000, even though we said we'd pay up to $3,000 after closing, whatever like we don't have to pay for closing, we have to basically write them a check and give them the rest of the money, and we didn't know that, and so we're doing that and also paying closing for our own house, which is gonna cost like triple that, so quadruple that, a lot of that. So basically we're gonna be paying a lot of money, and I feel like our realtor didn't really inform us very good, and it's kind of sad. Like, he seems like a nice guy, but I think he just really, I don't know if he thought that we knew more, but we did it, and so we're basically getting kind of screwed over in a lot of different ways. So we asked for money and they did not agree with the amount. They only went for the amount with basically what they originally said they'd fix. So basically the chimney could be shot, we have no idea. We have to vent all the bathrooms to go outside because that was a huge issue too. Because what happens is if it's venting to the attic, that could cause mold, which we don't want. There's not mold now, but in the future it could cause that. Also, the vent for the master bedroom does not vent outside, so we don't know, there could be mold above the master bedroom. So there's definitely some worries there, but hopefully, you know, hopefully nothing bad. Okay, now we're gonna go back into the Smoky Glow, and we're going to go into Nutty, one of the other duochromes, and pop that on the inner corner. So that's kind of what's going on with the whole moving situation. I am really excited. It's a really pretty house. I still like it. It's actually in the same city where we are now, which wasn't necessarily our plan, but it just ended up being the house we liked the most. It still has a big backyard. Right now we have half an acre and it has about the same, so it's just under half an acre, I think. So I'm really happy we were still able to get a good yard too, because that was kind of one of my concerns. I'm actually not going to powder my face, but we're going to go into this Makeup Revolution Roxasaurus Contour and Highlight. I don't really like the highlighter in this. I do use the contours though quite a bit, as you can tell. So we're going to go into this lighter one right here. I am kind of wanting to try a new drugstore contour bronzer, so if you guys know of a good one. I'm actually using the new Hello Kitty brush too, which I failed to use in my first impressions review. That was like a big oopsie of mine. I originally really wanted a ranch because our house has an upstairs master and downstairs bedroom. It's only a 2-bedroom, and so I really wanted to be on the same floor as Declan. Well, this one ended up being a 1.5, and the kids' bedrooms are upstairs and the master's downstairs, which is nice when they're older, but I don't feel comfortable with it right now with how young he is. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna change, so there's a regular living room and then there's either a formal dining room. Right now they have it kind of as a formal living room, family room. We're gonna change that to his bedroom. We're gonna put some French doors on it so that in the future it can be kind of more of like a den type area, and that will be his room slash playroom for now, so then he's on the same floor, and my filming will actually be upstairs in one of the smaller rooms for now. And then, you know, when he gets older we might be switching. So I'm really excited to have my own area to film. I'm hoping it's not as loud with me being upstairs. So hopefully you won't hear trampling all over the place. And yeah, I'm just really excited. I don't know if I'm going to use the same background as I use right now, or if I'm going to just decorate. I would like to just decorate. I think at first though I'll probably have to wait a little bit, just, you know, because money. But I have some ideas. I just kind of want to keep it simple and natural. So I'm excited. Another one of the complaints about living in this house is it's so small, which doesn't really bother me that much because there's only 3 of us, but it does bother me here in the winter time because with Declan, like, I feel like with kids in the winter time, they need space because it gets so cold you can't go outside for sometimes, and he just needs to get his energy out. Next, I'm gonna go into this blush palette from Lunar Beauty. We're gonna use Stargaze here. We have people picking up our table today, so you're gonna hear a lot of noise right now. This has been one of my favorite blush palettes to use. So we actually had to have our table taken away to get fixed. So they just picked it up. And so Declan was like crying. He's like, that's my table. And so I finished my brows. For my brows, I actually used, where did it go? This is called the Slim Brow from AOA Studio. It's good enough that I would buy it again, and it's under $2. This is from Shop Miss A's website. It just is one of those really slim brow pencils, and I feel like I go through these so quickly that why would I spend like $20 on one of these? I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. So I also added some eyeliner, which I also used a Shop Miss A eyeliner. This is their new AOA Studio Artista eyeliner. I don't really like this one. It is like a brush and liquid, and sometimes it'll like skid a little bit, especially if you have glitter. It's really bad on top of glitters. It pretty much dries out while you're trying to drag it across the glitter, which is pretty normal for liquid eyeliner. It's usually pretty difficult, but this one I think is even worse, so I don't think I'd buy one of these ever again. I did not like it. I do apologize, but I don't. We're gonna use the Smoky Glow palette for, this is again Midas Cosmetics, and this has been honestly my most used highlighter for a really long time lately. So yeah, I just dip into both. I'm gonna go into the pink right now. They're very smooth, and that's why I like them. They're very, very smooth. There's no glitter, and they're very shiny, and they're very pretty. So they're honestly, it's one of my favorite highlighter palettes. I think it's just very easy to wear. I think anyone could wear it, like any skin tone. It's just like the perfect highlighter formula, honestly. I am using a very dense brush with the pink one. So the pink one honestly usually is not this super intense. The gold one is. So sometimes I'll pair them both together to get the intensity. That was the gold one, to get the intensity of the gold one. But since I am using the smaller brush, I think it is making it a lot more super intense. I'm going to go a little bit into the gold and brush that out. So yeah, now we don't have a table. We do have an extra one, the one that we had before we got a new one. And so we'll probably just end up using that. But I could hear Declan go, that's my table! Poor kid. This whole process I think has been a little bit confusing for him. I'm gonna take some, gosh! I need a bigger table to film on. I'm gonna take my NYX glitter glue. It's basically the one I use all the time. I feel like with the glitters in the Flower Bomb palette, you definitely need some type of glitter glue. I just don't know where I want to put the glitter yet. I really don't. I really want to, I just don't know which one I want to use. I really want to use the green one, but I don't really know that I want to use green. How do I want to do this? Maybe we'll put some here. This might end up being bad, I don't really know. And we're gonna go into this light glitter. This is like a blue-green glitter called Paradise. I'm gonna just dab a little bit there to make it look like we're crying glitter. Okay. I don't really know why I just did that, but I did. Okay, I'm gonna spread it out, because why not? I don't know if I'm really a fan of that placement. I really have been liking putting glitter on my outer corner a lot. But yeah, I don't know how much I love what I just did. But you know, it's fun to experiment sometimes. And then that's when you learn like, oh, I will totally do that or never ever do that ever again. I don't think I'd necessarily never do that again. I think that this color, I just wouldn't do it again with. Like this bright of a green color. I think it would have looked nice with, you know, like the white color, but I think it's a bit much with, I mean, not for obviously an artsy look, but for like, you know, every day. So the thing that's good about these glitters though are they are so tiny. So even though I have it rubbed like all over my face, it's still not too crazy, surprisingly. least I don't think so. But doesn't this look so mermaidy? Very mermaid-esque. I love these duochromes and the smoky glow. I'm gonna go back into Nutty to add some extra little pop-a-de-pop. I don't think I have much more updating for you guys. So we're just gonna finish up this look. This is called Keep Receipts from Essence. This really reminds me of the Kat Von D lip liners. These are pretty good. So, and they're really cheap and affordable. Oh, did you guys see that Christy Beauty is about to collab with Per Cosmetics? I'm pretty excited. Like, I think out of all the bigger YouTubers, she like totally deserves it. So I'm pretty excited for her. And also today, Patrick Starr announced that he's kind of out with his own line. I was like, I'm kind of interested to see what he has. I just think it's fun to see new items in the game of beauty. And then I'm going to use this Wet n Wild lipstick. This is called Bare It All. This is like one of their original colors, but they've changed the formula. And I actually really like this formula. It's like a very comfortable matte formula. So yeah. It's like hard to go on, it kind of drags. But honestly, the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte lipsticks are kind of the same way. Come to think of it, it feels kind of like the same formula. I'm like getting ready to go nowhere. But that's okay, I'm getting to talk to you guys while I do it. I feel like if we're gonna do a dramatic look, we might as well put eyelashes on so that we can post it to Instagram. We're gonna use the Shop Miss A glue. I kind of wonder if I can just put on like eyeliner and use it. I'm a little scared. This might be a bad idea. But we'll see, right? I've never tried it this way. Might be good. Might not. Which Midas actually came out with an adhesive pen recently, which I was like, I have to try that. It sounds interesting to me. Okay. Let that dry a little bit. And this might not work. I've never tried it this way. We're going into the AOA Studio 3D Foam Mink Lashes. I love these lashes. They're only $1.55 and part of it's donated to help animals. And these are called the Harpers. Every time they have these, I'm like, yes, give me some. And I order a bunch of them at once just because I was like, they're so affordable. They're so affordable. And some of them have been like, you know, not the most awesome. Like sometimes the bands you can see have white on them, and no matter how much you like try and cover it with black eyeliner, it like won't cover it. So that's the only thing I kind of dislike about that. Well, these are super duper dramatic. But I do think it was much easier to apply to put it on like eyeliner. Like I have no globs of glue, no mess. Wow. Well, now I know. Now I know I better get the other one on though before it dries. I was like, I need it to get tacky. Well, it might be too dry by the time I get it on. We'll see. Yeah, this definitely gives me some Super Mermaid vibes though, which I do like. This look, it looks very mermaid-esque, especially with the duochromes. Like duochromes can change any shadow to look awesome, I think. And it's doing just that. It looks really cool. Nutty looks so cool on top of the green. Dang. It is like already hooked on there. Well, I didn't like the Shop Miss A Studio. I always have such a hard time saying that whole name. I used to not like these glues, but that just made it really easy, so maybe I changed my mind. I think also doing it like let it set long enough to be able to get tacky sticky. So there they are. Alright, That's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you use my code for Midas or you've been watching my videos so I can thank you. And you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.